everyone, and welcome to the LEP Frequency Toolbox program. I'm your host, Dr. Phenomena, and today's segment is on being an injustice collector. I actually get this question a lot at my workshops and various seminars. What is an injustice collector? And also another question I will address today, as I do get more than several emails on this topic, is when you are writing discordant thoughts, does that lower your vibrational frequency? So stay tuned for an exciting program. If you had not purchased my book already, please do so at www.lepeducation.com so that you can identify your personal vibrational frequencies in your mental, emotional, physical, sensory, and spiritual consciousness field. Because when you identify where you are vibrating, you know what to tap into or how to improve and increase your personal vibrational frequencies so that you can expand your consciousness and tap into that higher power. Remember, everything around you is energy. Everything created in the thought and was brought forth from the thought, from the consciousness, into your physical reality. This is how you create your future. You too can use your thoughts, images, and feelings, which is all energy, how everything else, how the law of physics works, was created to create the future that you want to face. And the LEP Frequency Tool will assist you to do that. Again, if you have not purchased the book, it is available at www.lepeducation.com. Please get started right away. For those of you who had missed my segments on YouTube, please catch up and watch them in numerical order. You will need to really learn them in numerical order so that you can quickly grasp the LEP Frequency Tool so that you can start using it in your own life. So anyway, also, if you wanted to catch me on Podbean Podcast, I'm also found on Dr. Phenomena, and of course, Dr. Phenomena on YouTube. So let's get started. What is an injustice collector? An injustice collector really looks at the injustices of their life, and that's their primary focus. These folks are very easily offended. They are very easily insulted, and most things, if not all, happen to them simply because it's personal. They hold the victim mentality, meaning that they can perceive even the slightest slights or the smallest slights, or even things that are just misperceived or a small misstep by someone, and turn it into a major problem. And they, an issue, and make it a big deal. And this can be even through people who inadvertently had made a misstep or miscommunicated something that they felt insulted upon. They really look for a reason or every opportunity to be offended or insulted. And they play the victim. They hold on to grudges and are both obsessed and aggravated at what they perceived or the many slights directed personally against them, as if the world was wound up and just decided, we are going to ensure that this person has negative energy. These people don't understand that they create that negative energy. Or I should say lower vibration. There's really no such thing as negative energy, as negative can't be defined as good or bad. Negative is just a word. Energy is just whatever frequency it is vibrating. Everything in life that you see around you is vibrations. It's atoms and molecules. They bond together, and what you see, is energy. You see this book this way because this is the energy. It's vibrating at this frequency so that you can see this book. So you're trying to get as high as possible in the frequency and vibrate because you also are 100% energy. And the more brain that you are using, the consciousness behind the living life source and how we create, the higher expanded consciousness, your access to that kind of power and knowledge and wisdom, is going to create the thoughts in your mind and images, and it's going to trigger the feelings, and you too will be able to create thoughts in your mind and bring them into your physical reality. Because you will create them in your mind, support them with the image of that desire, and then you are going to support that, activate that thought and image with feelings. I'm going to do this. I'm going to be determined and achieve this goal, and then follow it through in your physical life by making a phone call or whatever the process is to achieve that goal. And that's how you go from creating in your thoughts, using that energy in your mind, into a physical manifestation by using the thoughts, images, and feelings. But if you're an injustice collector, okay, you are always vibrating at low frequencies, so you don't have access to these powers. Okay? Injustice collectors perceived everything as the slightest, slight against them. And then they accumulate these injustices, these perceived injustices, for years, keeping them on as baggage, never being free from them, or releasing that baggage, releasing that discordant energy, but adding more baggage through more resentment through their life, because they're living in that lack and survival consciousness. If you don't understand what lack and survival consciousness is, please go back into the book and reread that section, or go back to one of the YouTube videos that I have here. Because if you are an injustice collector, more often than not, you are living in a lack and survival consciousness, and you want to be able to identify yourself so that you can move to a higher vibration. All right. An injustice collector can also be very, very narrow-minded. Okay, even without knowing that they're exhibiting this behavior, they're unaware that their thoughts and images, their discordant thoughts and lower frequency images are creating, even more baggage and more energy that they will perceive as things being done to them, harmful to them. Okay, because again, an injustice collector feels that the whole world is unfair to them, and holds on to every little resentment, every little slight that has been done. And due to the law of attraction, law of polarity, and the law of vibration, energy can only give you what you put out, basic law of physics. So if a person is moving in that lack and survival energy, okay, and collecting all these injustices, what is the energy given back? It's given back more injustices, or more things that perceive that is an injustice, that may not even be an injustice, which lower the entire energy. Also writing, let me just, before I forget about that, I get emails all the time about whether you're writing something, does that negative or discordant, does that lower your vibrational frequency? The answer is yes. For example, I've seen on social media where people are writing, and this doesn't matter what side of political fence you're on, it lowers your vibrational frequency. People are writing a small t dash and RUMP for Trump, in a demeaning kind of way, in an insulting way. That lowers your energy. That absolutely lowers your energy, because you are moving in a lack and survival energy, which brings insult, hostility, narrow-mindedness. Okay, which doesn't bring you joy in life and peace. On a basic human level, everyone wants human love, peace, joy, prosperity, abundance, health. Okay, we all need that as human beings. Doesn't matter what political side of the fence you're on. And when you're living in that high vibration, it's a higher frequency. It doesn't ask you, who you voted for. So we have to be accepting of each other. And by using the LEP Frequency Tool, you'll actually understand how using your mental images and feelings really assists in this. Okay, it really does assist you to raise your thoughts higher, because when everybody's vibrating high, things fall into place. And by that, I don't mean you don't take action. You do, but you get better results. When you do things like you're voting, or you get behind a candidate and speak the truth. And you actually, when you speak the truth, you really have to look at various sources. Do not just glue yourself to one source. Okay, so take action that way. But being demeaning and insulting and offensive is only going to bring that kind of behavior back to you. And it might not even be in that situation, because energy doesn't work that way. If you are demeaning for Trump or any other politician, or if it's vice versa, Biden, okay, it doesn't matter. You're lowering your vibrational frequency. In both cases, you lose, okay? Because you're worsening the situation by this insulting behavior, because you are bringing that to you. And don't forget, it doesn't have to come back through political viewpoints. That energy that you just sent out against Trump or Biden or whoever, okay, that energy will come back, and it could show up in your relationship. It could show up in your job, because energy doesn't understand anything but frequencies. Nothing personal. It just reads a frequency. Whatever you're sending out, whatever signal you're sending out, okay, that discordant signal gets picked up. And you're going to receive that energy. It doesn't have to be from a political situation, but you're going to feel that discordant energy in your body, in your life. Okay? So don't do it. You know, detach yourself from that. It's so important. You know, that you really detach yourself from, don't be an injustice collector and accumulate baggage that you do not need, because that's exactly what you are doing. All of this misguided or perceived, unperceived, inadvertent slights, all of that is baggage that you are carrying. And you need to detach, you need to release them from your life. If you need help releasing any baggage, check back to one of the segments on the violet flame, or use one of the exercises in the book. Use the violet energy, the highest, purest energy of them all, to get rid of this baggage. Okay, and help you stop being an injustice collector forever. To shatter, dissipate, and consume all discordant energy in your life so that you are no longer carrying this baggage forever. Okay, use those assessments in the book. Absolutely, they will help you. You will be freer and you will vibrate higher. On every consciousness, your mental, emotional, spiritual, physical. So, and it's going to relieve you of the injustice collector energy, which are very minded, you know. So, and it will assist you to be a better person because it expands your consciousness. So, and you'll realize that most insults and that offensive behavior really comes from misguided pride, you know. You see, pride is divine. Pride is fabulous because it is a defensive, it's a defensive kind of action. Okay? But, and sometimes when you have very, very few facts, you hold on to pride. But you see, pride, whereas it can be a great thing and a defensive action, it can also be a not so great thing because the ego can get involved and you can move in a lower energy. Okay? See, the price of pride is always, you know, the price of pride, I think, is always monumental. Because pride can be a very good thing. You want to have pride in your children. You want to have pride in your country. But it can't be blinded pride. It has to be, you know, pride that's, you know, based on fact and true ethics and morals. Because pride is a beautiful thing, you know. But you don't want to pay the price of arrogance, you know, when it comes to pride. Because arrogance can be quite costly because it can cause denial, and you don't want that. You definitely don't want that. You don't want inflated egos because that's also not high energy. You will not vibrate higher by coming from a place of, you know, an ego or misguided pride. Absolutely. So use your thoughts, images, and feelings to change, and you will be able to use the book, okay, to change the constructs in your mind and come from a place of clarity and facts, looking at both sides of the issues, no matter which political side of the fence that you're on, and you tuning into yourself with morals and values. Listen, by the way, to many reliable sources, not just one, but reliable sources. Okay, when it comes to the coronavirus, listen to health experts. Okay, people in the field, not just, you know, advice that you hear in some newscast somewhere. You know, really follow that, get involved, you know, and because that's going to make you a better informed person. Don't spend endless hours on social media. Okay, take the time to research, you know, and get the information for real. You know, get the facts first. So get the facts. Okay, and stay away from judgmental attitudes and criticism, because that also narrows the mind. You know, replace everything with valid information and open your mind. You know, be more accepting of different positions. I'm not talking about go out and love the world, but be accepting of different positions and find the truth. You know, you don't have to love everybody, but there's no reason to degrade anyone, because that's going to bring you back those types of energies. And you will never be able to vibrate high by sending out lower energy. So like Michelle Obama said, you know, and that holds true for everything, especially for the law of physics. When people go low, go high. You have to go high in order to vibrate high. That's where the power is, in higher vibrational frequencies. So let the insults roll off your back. Do not be offended by little things. Do not look for reasons to be offended or insulted. Okay? Do not look for reasons to be insulted or offended. Do not hold on to things, resentments. Do not hold on to things. Do not be an injustice collector and collect all that baggage. Release yourself from all of that today. And when you do, you will be released. And the world will be a beautiful place. May only good come to you.